Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my Eruption of Shame for August 2024. Today's games on Humble and Amazon Prime are. hmm, From the first look, I'm a little bit less than impressed, but let's see if if that's true in general. The first game is Sifu. Now, Sifu is well, it's a fairly well received game. Not really sure if it's the greatest headliner, but at least it's something I haven't seen on a bundle before. Um, Beat 'em up, sort of action, martial artsy sort of game. I believe this is I, not a bad one, but it feels like it's sort of like standing on its own here a lot of the way. So I'm not, and I've never really been one for martial arts, but it's okay. The next one, however, is the one I'm a little bit cautious about in general. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually really like High on Life. I did a video on it. I'm meaning to go back and play more of it. But and if you like that sort of humor, it's great. However, it's been bundled in multiple different bundles. It's already been to a point where most people already have it. Usually, the Humble Monthly are their newest games, the games that they like, you know, the games that they haven't bundled before, etc. This feels like a mistake, especially the headliner when it's not even that high rated. It is an expensive game, but by this point, most people will probably have already gotten it in its other form. The next one is Gotham Knights. Now, third game in, third game in, and we're already at a point where not only do I own the games, but it's a mixed game. This is an open world co-op game, which means at least I will be able to give a gift to it to someone who I might want to play with. However, it really doesn't excite me. I'm more of a Marvel person anyway, but still, this does not excite me either. It's an expensive game, but like mixed, not a good sign. The next one is Blacktail. And Blacktail is another one I do not own. I don't remember seeing this one specifically in bundles, but it could have been. Um, oh, yay, cats. Basically, it looks like it's another open world, story rich action adventure game based around archery for some reason. I don't think this is a bad one to add to the bundle. It's a little cheaper than the others, so it's not too bad. It's something that I haven't seen too much, so yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with adding Blacktail to it. Next one is Astral Ascent. Now, this is another one that I've seen popping around in a few places. I don't actually own it. But yeah, it's sort of a hack and slash roguelike. It's sort of a par for the course for the sorts of games that Humble does release. So I think this is a fairly decent addition. I mean, I'll never say no to a new roguelike, but it is one that's got the sort of art style and the sort of like look to it that I sort of half expected me not to. Yeah, I half expected me to already own it, but no, I don't. But there we go. Then we've got Diluvian Ultra, which of course there has to be one. It's not the spooky month yet, but they do like to start putting a few bloody, gory things like this in as we get closer. Diluvian Ultra looks like another one of those first person shooter, boomer shooter, reliving the glory days. This one more of a Hexen or a Doom sort of level thing. Once again, I never really hate these, but they are a very mixed quality on whether they're good or not. This one's got good ratings. It looks pretty good to me, and I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. I will say the Steam page does say clearly Chapter 1, which makes me wonder how long it is and whether it's you know a big game or whether it's just like the first part of a multi-part series. But there is no Chapter 2 yet, so I guess we don't really know what's going to happen. There's another game. Yeah, no, there's no part 2 yet. So we'll see when that's coming out. Next one is Universe for Sale. It's a point and click adventure which actually looks pretty damn charming. This is the perfect game for a Humble Bundle because let's be honest, I've never heard of it before, and I've got a lot of games. And if someone who buys a ton of bundles, doesn't have a game and has never heard of the game, then it's a good pick for a Humble Bundle because it's just something I don't think anyone would have ever thought of. At least not me. No, not everyone, but yeah. Um, Honestly, it sounds like a fun little idea. It's like a fantasy, sci-fi, and looks very cozy, very chill. So I'm looking forward to throwing that one on my mountain. Probably the best thing of this bundle. And finally, this means Warp, a co-op game, which I'm clearly going to have to give to someone to play co-op with, because I already own it, and yeah. It looks like it's going for a sort of a cross between like Uncooked and FTL, which is a pretty decent combination. However, it does mean I highly doubt it's going to be the sort of thing which I'm going to be wanting to play for hundreds of hours because I'm going to have to play with someone else, and it may not be unless you really start pushing it in the way that like you got someone who loves these sort of games too. I feel like it's going to be a pretty hard yard of it all. That being said, it seems fun. I don't think it's a bad thing to add. I don't mind them adding co-op games because it means I can give them out. But yeah, that's just how we are. Now that is all the games in this humble bundle, and honestly, as I said, it's not overly exciting. I already own a couple of them. Not only that, a lot of them have been included in bundles before, and it's just not as exciting as it has been the last couple of months. It does come up with a couple of coupons, though. I'm surprised they weren't giving out more of the humble games bundles games, given that they had their issue with yeah, basically going to receivership or restructuring, as they call it. But for now, let's go have a quick look at the Prime games because that's where we're at now. Now, currently on Prime, we have seen a variety of new things added over the last little while. Out of nowhere, they added, well, not out of nowhere, last Thursday, they added Tomb Raider, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, another Tomb Raider game, Baldur's Gate Hand System, Seaworld Heist, and of course, you got all the stuff from last month as well. So, honestly, I think that Amazon Prime continues to offer a great selection of games, especially if you don't play games too much, because there's a lot of new. There'll be a lot of games which you've probably, if you're new to gaming or you haven't played much gaming, like if you're a kid who's just found out from his parents' Amazon Prime account, can you use to get this? Then you'll be pretty happy with what you get in general. But yeah, most of these codes as well being GOG codes is really good, especially since GOG has came out saying they're one of the few places that will actually allow you to pass on your account in your will, I believe. So that's pretty fun. But let's look at what's getting added tomorrow. So the first one, or next day for you guys. The first one is Loop Hero. Loop Hero is a roguelike game that I've been meaning to play for a very long time. I do already own it, so this is not going to be in addition to my mountain. But yeah, this will just be on the Epic Games Store, so you might even already own it on the Epic Games Store. As you can see, its price has dropped fairly low before, historic low of $5, but it's still not a bad pickup at all. The next game, also released on August 8th, is Trek to Yomi. I did play this game. It's a Members Mountain choice. Or was it Members Mountain, or was it just to roll it? I forget if I just rolled it. I know when my members wanted me to play it, and it was actually a lot of fun. I didn't feel like playing more of it just because it wasn't really my sort of game, but yeah, it was a beautiful aesthetic. It was quite nice. In general, though, another decent pickup from there. Another one for the Epic Games Store. Then on August 8th, we also have Gravity Circuit, a 2D platformer. So there we go. I'll suck at that. I can always say that much already. I think I don't own this one, so this one will be going on my mountain. It's going to be on the Amazon Games app alongside Kraken Academy. We have seen this one quite a lot pop up. Still haven't played it myself yet. Always was like, this seems interesting. I haven't played it yet, but I don't think it's a bad pickup. I think it's an interesting, weird game that they have given out a few times in different bundles and different games. So you may already own it already. But that's all the games released on August 8th, which, quite frankly, is a lot of games for August 8th. Because when you think about it, they didn't usually do that. They did a lot at first. Then they went to a what per month at first. And then they changed to one per every, or a couple every Thursday. And now they're on a group every Thursday. So it seems like they've just exponentially increased the amounts of games they're giving out. And of course, these games do stay with you even when you leave Prime, which is a good thing. So that's the only reason I do it, especially the ones that are codes. So that's good. Next one, and the first one released on August 15th on the Amazon Games app, is going to be Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition 2. So Enhanced Edition 1 is already up there, so you can get that right now. And then on August 15th, you can get Enhanced Edition 2. I don't think this is the first time they've given out some of these games. I think this is actually a repeat. But that being said, if you don't have it, it's still a pretty good pickup. Baldur's Gate is a fantastic title. I think I always preferred Baldur's Gate 1 to 2, but as you see, they're very similar age in that they have a very similar sort of aesthetic and gameplay to them. You won't be finding yourself being lost between the two games too much, to be quite frank. Then also on August 15th, we have a GOG, no, this is Amazon Games app code for Beholder 3. So Beholder 1 and 2 we've played before, and Beholder 1 we have, Beholder 2 I've got. Beholder 3 I haven't played yet, but it's given out quite, a lot of these are given out quite regularly. It looks like this one has not had the same positive reception as the first two Beholder games. We'll see why, of course, because that's an interesting thing to know. Great game. Got was on sale. Normally price will not get it. Still completely buggy. It's okay, just not good. Well, 1 was incredible. 2 is amazing. 2 is incredible. 3 was meh. Okay, so people is very upset about 3 specifically. So I mean, I guess getting it for free is the best price to get a game that's kind of shit. So yeah. Next game is On Guard, which is a swashbuckling action game where you play as a fencer trying to do fights. This one is quite a comedic choice. I haven't played it myself yet, but I have seen videos of it on YouTube, and it does seem like quite the fun time. However, it's another game which has been given out quite a lot, so not really sure. That being said, once again, this is a giant list of games they're doing. And this is the first one they're going to be giving out on GOG for this August 15th. Next one, also on August 15th, is Hard West 2. I played Hard West 1 recently and had a surprisingly good time doing it. It was a little bit questionable in its setting and all that. There was some problems with it, but realistically, it was fairly nice. Fairly nice. So the second one, why not? It's a free game. Another one on GOG. So yeah, don't see that as a bad thing at all. And the last one released on August 15th for free is Stray Gods the Musical. I haven't actually played this game fully yet, but I did back it on Kickstarter. And I very much like the idea. I still haven't gone back and played yet. It is very positive. Interesting it's coming to a GOG code through Amazon Prime so quickly. But it's okay. It just got a new DLC, Orpheus, which is probably why they're giving it up for free and why it's on GOG, so people can actually buy the DLC. But yeah, it seems like a pretty good game. I'm looking forward to playing it myself whenever I remember it existing. Speaking of things I don't remember existing, Spells and Secrets. The next game on August 22nd. It's had some mixed reviews recently, which is a little concerning. There have only been 10 of them versus the 169 very positive reviews. So I guess it's not really something to worry about. I'll still have a look at what it is, just in case something new, but yeah. Spells and Secrets is another game I backed on Kickstarter. It's a very charming little game by Roca Play. They release a lot of games on Kickstarter, and yeah, they seem to get them all out. Whether they're great or not, I don't know. There's their next one, Sugar Dew Island, and they had a previous one. This one here, Stranger Sales. They do a lot. They do an awful lot of these cozy games and throw them on Kickstarter. Let's see, short experience, but I found the experience unsatisfying. Mechanics controls not tight or responsive enough. Controls tight, a bit wonky. Dialogue is bad. I mean, it's an action roguelike. What do you expect? So it sounds like the controls being a little bit wonky is a little bit annoying, but other than that, it's fine. Then we have Kiwi. As you should know, I did play this with Happy just recently and had a great time with it until I ended up falling off a cliff in the final act. If you and a friend both own Prime, I guess you could go and grab this. It's an Epic Game Store code. However, I know giving out a pure co-op game does require both you and your friend to have Kiwi to have the game to play it. So I hope you and your best friend are both Prime people, because otherwise you won't be able to get much of this out when it comes out on August 22nd for the Epic Game Store. Then we have Figment 2 Creed Valley. Now, I make no secrets that I love this game. I love the first one. I love the second one. It is a musical adventure game. Unlike the first one, which is more told over multiple acts, with each act having a separate, distinct boss and style. Figment 2 is probably a little bit more and less focused at the same time. So it's more focused in that it has just one boss that you fight across the entire time. There are a couple of minor bosses you also fight, but for the most part, it's the one boss over and over again with different gameplay styles each time. It also is basically uh, it's a different type of storyline too, because instead of fighting back demons, you're fighting back something you think is a demon, but ends up, well, I'm not going to go into spoilers. Um, Overall, it's a fantastic game, beautiful adventure game. It does have a co-op mode where literally the other player just plays a bird and flies around and does nothing, um, which is basically toddler mode, which is fine. I don't mind that. Um, it's a great game. I love it. It's beautiful. Beautiful music, beautiful everything. I can definitely recommend picking this up on August 22nd. It'll be on the Amazon Games app. They have given out the first one before, so if you haven't played the first one, you can always go and play that first if you've been following this for a while. And also, first one was given out for free on Steam around the release of Figment 2, so you might find you already own it. So just keep that in mind. The last game, second last game for August 22nd is going to be Grime. Now, this is a game that has been given out a lot on various bundles before. So, yeah, it's got a very Oddworld-esque aesthetic to me. It's a Metroidvania, a Souls-like, so definitely not my cup of tea. But that being said, it's very, very highly rated, and it's probably worth your time on August 22nd if you don't already own it. Next one is Young Souls, an action RPG hack and slash beat 'em up co-op. I don't think I have this one yet, so I guess it's a perfect one for me to pick up. It is going to also be on the Amazon Games app, which is a little bit annoying for games to co-op, because once again, you probably will need a second person. And if you don't have it as a even an Epic or a GOG code, it might be a little bit hard to find players to play with. I don't know how the compatibility will be with the Amazon Games app, but I guess we'll find out. Next, on the 29th of August, right near the end of the month, is Arcade Paradise. We've seen this multiple times before. It's been picked up multiple times before. It's had a variety of ratings over time. It seems like it's finally like settling on very positive, which is good. I think it's actually taken its time getting there, but like, it looks good. It looks good. I'm always looking forward to playing it. I still haven't got it yet, but that's okay. This will be an Amazon Games code, an Amazon Games app, later in the month on August 29th. Also alongside there will be the College Atlas, another game I haven't really heard of before, but they do seem to love these sort of walking sim style exploration games. I'm pretty sure that's what this is based on looking at it. But yeah, nothing wrong with it. And finally, a GOG code to finish it off is Industria. Yeah, I mean, it looks like an FPS set in a steampunk apocalypse. So yeah, I think that looks fun. I mean, yeah, quite fun. I hope it's not like full on horror. I hope it's got a little bit of brightness or stuff to it. But the screenshots don't do it justice to find out. But still, it seems good. Seems good. Anyway, for now, that's pretty much us now. So the Humble Bundle and Prime games for this month. I think Prime wins this month for sure. But what do you think? Are you looking forward to any of the games in the Humble Bundle or any of the games in the Prime Bundle? What do you think? What do you think you'll mostly? What do you think this has been a bit of a dud month? Are you really excited and you think it might be a good month? Put a comment down below. Obviously, as well, the previous Members Mountain video should be coming public for everyone sometime today. So I hope you enjoy that when it does come out. Which probably has already came out. And of course, the next Members Monthly has already been recorded, which is a good thing I did before I was sick, because otherwise I would not have felt like doing it last weekend. I barely feel like doing this now, but I figure why not? It doesn't take too long. So thank you for joining me. This has been my humble eruption, my eruption of shame for August 2024. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.